Greetings. Good day. Good day. Let's see, where can I put my glasses? Right there. Good day, everyone. Nice cup of black tea to help get the morning started, to help this beautiful day off to a good start. Good day, Sarah. Oh my gosh, it's awesome to see you. It's been a good while. Welcome. Welcome, Pavel. Welcome. Welcome, Mari. Welcome. Oh, all my buddies are here. We are on this journey together. We are like all over the world. What do we have? I know we have Iceland. Pavel, are you in New York? We have Chicago. Is it Australia or New Zealand, Mari? I can't remember. But I mean, just think about it. Christina, welcome. Oh wow, I don't have my Kuan Yin today. I don't. Oh, where did I put my Kuan Yin? I finally well, my bookshelf is never going to be organized. I have so many bookshelves, and then I have books on the shelf, and then books stacked on the shelf in front of the books. So if I get up right now, oh, here it is. Okay, so we can get some Kuan Yin going today because we have Christina in. Okay, yeah, so we have Australia in the house. We have Iceland, Chicago, New York City, Pennsylvania, right here. And wonderful, wonderful. Okay, make sure I have everything situated. And this time I made sure that I pulled the hexagram cards. And today I wanted to, when we do the hexagram, the I Ching, I made sure to bring back the wisdom keepers as well. And we're going to do the Tao reading first. And I want to try to keep this no more than 35 minutes. Arkansas in the house. Okay, there we go. All right. I think this yoga ball that I'm sitting on needs to be inflated a little bit more. All right, hold on one moment. Okay. So welcome everyone. You got your tea, your coffee, the good stuff, or just water or air. All right. So welcome everyone. I'm Tamu Agina, Priestess Heart. Very happy to be here with you today. So let's take a nice deep centering breath to welcome us into this sacred space. Okay. All right, I'm going to put that there. All right, so what we'll do first is we'll do our, let's see, we'll pull our Goddess Oracle card. I used to do this quite often, and I'd like to get back to it, to connect with an aspect of the Divine Feminine, which is ourselves. That's all it is. So I'm going to get out the cards, and we're going to shuffle. Oh, just to show you what the back of the cards look like. So that's the back. And I think, as I mentioned before, this is, I think, it was either this deck or the Black Angels deck by Reverend Zenju. But I think it might have been the Black Angel deck was my first Oracle deck, and then this Goddess deck was my second one. I've had this one, I think, probably 11 or 12 years. All right, so if I've had this one 11 or 12 years, that means the Black Angel deck was my first Oracle deck, because I know that was like 17, 18 years ago, if not longer. There you go. I was at the secondhand store up the street last night, and they had this beautiful hand-carved wood table with beautiful geometry on top. I was thinking about it, but money only goes so far. Okay, so let's see. What aspect of the Divine Feminine do we have today? We'll look at the card together. Oh, Tara. We have Tara, and we have Tara right here. We have Tara right here as well, green Tara. So centering. All right, let's read what our message from Tara is today. First, she says, take a sip of your favorite beverage and savor. Okay, Tara. It is, let's see, what's the temperature here? As it's cold. It is 34 degrees and very windy outside, and I am feeling it. It feels like that cold air is coming right up through the floor. Okay, so Tara, centering. I'll bring this up a little bit closer. Centering. I sit with my attention focused on my breath, breathing in and out, inhaling, exhaling, taking in and letting go, the dance of creation, the dance of the universe, the dance of life. I sit in stillness, in focused awareness, breathing in and breathing out, as the ocean that is life churns and pulses around me, as oceans of incarnations swirl and twirl through me, beside me, all around me. My eyes see all, know all, and watch as I breathe, still, focused, aware, centered. So we'll put that there. Tara, who originated in India and whose name means star, is a major goddess in the Tibetan pantheon. She is known to help those who call upon her in tumultuous times of need, to steer a clear path, to find the stillness and strength within. She is also the goddess of self-mastery and mysticism. From the first tear of compassion, a lake was formed. From the middle of this lake, a lotus emerged. When it bloomed, Tara emerged. Although offered reincarnation in male form, she swore to be ever incarnated as a woman. Tara is here to remind you to center. It is time to nourish wholeness by going within and strengthening your center by focusing your awareness. Let the turmoil of life go on without you. It is hard to hear your own voice in the midst of the frenzy of life. Go into the quiet. Go into the calm. When you return, you will be stronger and more capable of dancing with what life has to offer. And so that is Tara. And if you notice in the reading that I just did, there was a mention of tear and compassion. And so if we recall, starting from the Indian origin, Avalokiteshvara, one who hears the cries of the world. And when that was brought over to China, Avalokiteshvara became Kuan Yin. Okay, Kuan Yin goddess of compassion and mercy, Bodhisattva. And then from there, you have Kuan Yin. And with the Tibetans, you have Tara. You have green Tara. I think you have white Tara. I think there's another color Tara. I can't remember. And Tara is also goddess of compassion and mercy, and leads right back to Avalokiteshvara. So there you go. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to start with Tara, and of course we're going to do our Kuan Yin reading, but we'll save the Kuan Yin reading for the end. So I will leave the Tara up while we connect with our, okay, I just opened the book, and it opened right to page 56. Well, okay, it's page 72, but chapter 56 for the Tao Te Ching. Okay, so we're going to do our first reading of the Tao Te Ching. Let's see. Translation by Ursula Le Guin, chapter 56. There's a little artwork that goes with it. Mysteries of power. Who knows doesn't talk. Who talks doesn't know. Closing the openings, shutting doors. Blunting edge, loosing bond. Dimming light. Be one with the dust of the way. So you come to the deep sameness. Then you can't be controlled by love or by rejection. You can't be controlled by profit or by loss. You can't be controlled by praise or by humiliation. Then you have honor under heaven. I'm going to do a quick reading of that one again, so bear with me. Mysteries of power. Who knows doesn't talk. Who talks doesn't know. Closing the openings, shutting the doors. Blunting edge, loosing bond. Dimming light. Be one with the dust of the way. So you come to the deep sameness. Then you can't be controlled by love or by rejection. You can't be controlled by profit or by loss. You can't be controlled by praise or by humiliation. You can't be controlled by praise or by humiliation. Then you have honor under heaven. That was very meaningful to myself. I hope it was meaningful to you. It's a beautiful meditation right there. And that was 56. And we're going to go to another Shambhala. And this is translated by John C.H. Wu. He who knows does not speak. He who speaks does not know. Block all the passages, shut all the doors, blunt all the edges, untie all tangles, harmonize all lights. Untie the world into one whole. This is called the mystical whole, which you cannot court after nor shun, benefit nor harm, honor nor humble. Therefore, it is the highest of the world. There you go. As I mentioned before, there's many translations of the Tao Te Ching that you can purchase, and there's also many translations that you can download in public domain free on the internet in PDF form. It is one of those classics timeless and meaningful, that was as relevant as it was way back thousands of years ago as it is today. So while we do our hexagram, how about I just leave Tara right there? And we're going to, in the 64 Faces of Awakening, from the Wisdom Keeper's Inner Guidebook, we have number 23. And number 23 goes along with our hexagram 23 for today. So it's simplicity. So we will check out Simplicity's story and see if I have enough light. If you love simplicity, you will manifest it around you. Gift, simplicity, shadow, complexity, and the city is quintessence. So Simplicity's wisdom story. My parents were servants of the upper class. To serve, to survive, they learned to be invisible and quiet, but not me. My mother said I was born with the urge to speak my mind, and nothing made me more uncomfortable than silence. So I made it my business to fill up my mind so I could fill up the holes in the conversation. As a young woman, my mind raced with knowledge, facts, quotes, and theories, and my mouth spouted out complicated explanations for just about everything. I offered the truth wherever I went, and I assumed everyone knew what I meant, like they were inside my head. I had no idea that I often said the wrong thing at the wrong time, or that no one felt they could get a straight answer out of me. Until once, a cousin of mine got honest. She said she was tired of being talked at, that what I said was so scattered and fragmented she could barely understand me. She said that my words were actually hurting people. I felt shocked and ashamed, but I also woke up and I started listening. For the first time in my life, I slowed down enough to hear my parents' story and just how painfully silenced they'd been their whole lives. I also realized that deep down their pain and anger lived in me. All that time, I had been carrying around a fear of being silenced and of being seen as dumb and ignorant. Now, there are few things I love more than silence and simplicity. My home is as uncluttered as my mind. Problems naturally dissolve when I'm around. Things that seem difficult become easy. When I listen deeply and to all of life. I prefer to go days without talking, but when I do use my voice, I wait for the right moment, get to the point, and speak from the heart. And I'll go ahead and read the gift. And before I do that, I'm just going to give a quick shout out. Welcome Christina and Regina Cockrell. We have David, we have Mari, we have Pavel, and let's see, I think that's it. And Sarah. So welcome everyone. My gift to you. Do you want to be happy? I'm here to encourage you to keep it simple and to slow it down. You don't have to solve every problem. Find the clutter in your mind and environment and then let it go. Notice how much more relaxed your body becomes when you release yourself from having to figure it all out. I invite you to trust that life has its own way of dissolving knots. Imagine yourself up above your life looking down. How many of the things you fret about truly need fretting? Drop into deeper stillness. Go for a walk. Smell the flowers, listen to the breeze, and while you listen, breathe deep into your belly and remind yourself that you don't have to have it all sorted out in your head. Try accepting the moment exactly as it is and see what happens. Beneath what you think is what you truly know. Let your knowing, gentle heart lead the way towards luscious simplicity. As I was reading this, I couldn't help but to think of myself. My father recently told me, my dad recently told me that I was talking before I came out of my mother's birth canal, that I was in the canal talking, crying, yelling before I even came out. One of my sons always had the knack, extremely intelligent kid, always had the knack of saying things that were true that really kind of didn't need to be said. And I remember one time just trying to get him to understand that just because something is true doesn't mean it needs to be said. And it was a deep struggle to try to get him to understand that. And he's grown up now. I'm not quite sure if he's gotten it, but what I had to do, while he was a teenager and becoming a young adult, I had to step back and practice a little compassion and understanding, because I realized what I was seeing in him was a reflection of myself. I also remember being a teenager and young adult, and maybe I even do it sometimes now, is speaking the truth and not understanding that just because it's the truth doesn't mean it needs to be said. And I know even for myself now, that's still something, especially being that 3 of my sons are grown, 1 is little. And even he himself, he'll say to me sometimes, "Mom, you don't need to tell me that." And so I think this is a really beautiful story, this number 23, this simplicity, keeping it simple, learning how to release things and letting it go. And just because thoughts come into your mind doesn't mean you have to center and focus on them. Thoughts are not you. Those thoughts are not me. And, allowing yourself to let go and allow things to flow. Last night, I had my cell phone changed over to another company. This morning, I went to my cell phone to make a call, and then I noticed that all of my voicemails were deleted. And there were some voicemails that I had on the phone that, were my children called me last year. I had one that a friend had called, and he has now since passed. And for a split second there, I was just like, oh, but then I just realized, you know what? Everything is temporary. This too shall pass. And I just had to be okay with it. I hope you enjoyed that reading from 64 Faces of Awakening. So let's put that there. So Tara reminds us to go within and center, get connected with our centering. And I think simplicity points to that as well, because once you're able to sit still and truly observe what's going on around you and truly observe what's going on within you, all the extemporaneous commentary and crapola you're able to release, to keep it simple. And as she's doing, smell the roses. That is true, Christina. There are times that we need to hear the truth. And the thing is, sitting in stillness, centering within, then you're better able to ascertain. Because even in moments where you may feel like someone needs to hear the truth, it may not be your place to speak the truth. But centering, getting connected, I think is a way of letting go to clutter. And then that way you're better able to, you know, figure out if that's the time to do that. And I also think that also goes along with our Tao reading that we had earlier. Okay, so I think I need a little bit more light here. So today's hexagram is, here, I'm going to put this right there. Decided it'd be nice to get these cards out and use them. Again, I don't know. Can you guys read that? Let's see. Have to figure out. I changed the software on the camera, so it doesn't always. There we go. All right. There we go. I think it's gotten focused on what we need. Okay. Ah, darn it. All right. Well, it's just going to sit there. So, we're on hexagram number 23. And Benebell Wynn has it translated as partition, split, and division. And let's see. I'm going to put that cup of tea right there. Let's see what we have. So you see the bone seal script right up here. That's the ancient bone oracle script. And the hexagram is earth, is mountain over earth, and it's pronounced bo. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to do a quick reading of earth and mountain. And here is the visual, splitting apart. And the key words are impermanence, collapse, deterioration, separation, letting go, surrender, eliminate the old, death. So let's put that there. So we're going to look at the earth bagua, which is the lower trigram. Earth, and of course the element is earth. It's receiving direction, yielding, receptivity, submission to heaven, nurturing force, divine yin, receptive energy, that which yields a material world. The life aspect is love, relationships, motherhood. It's connected to the stomach, digestion, spleen, pancreas. The chakra is center seed, beginning of creation. So there we go, right back to that center again. The animal is bull, and the archetype is the dreamer and the visionary. And the mountain, bagua, keeping still, preserving energy through stability, resting, respite, completion, discipline, resting state, rumination, meditation, cultivation. Life aspect, knowledge, education, skills, wisdom. Medical, hand, joint, skull, neck, upper back, shoulders, tumor, circulation, blockage, and the root chakra. The animal is wolf, and the archetype is the scholar and the artist. So that's number 23. And if I ever accidentally repeat a hexagram, please bear with me. So it looks like the image, it looks like some dried grass to the right. Looks like some like dried grass or leaves over here. There's a feather. There's a feather there on top of the rocks. And lots of little broken up rocks all around. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Just checking the chat room. Okay. Number 23. The force at large is that of disintegration, of splitting. Dark undermines the light. Yin undermines the yang. However, it is not a direct means of overthrow. The inferior outnumber the superior. When you are outnumbered, respond with stillness and devotion to the mountain. Wisdom versus cowardice is often an issue of timing. Being the mountain for now is wisdom, not cowardice. It is not the right time to act. There is no advantage to proceeding in your endeavor. Rule a broad foundation. Be generous and benevolent. Okay. And we're going to check out what Professor Hong, the MIT physicist, how he translates. And remember, his translation is a direct, literal translation. Okay. And he translates 23 as loss. Do not go anywhere. And if you notice, you have lots of yin, lots of feminine energy, topped off by masculine energy. Hitting the bed with the foot, the dream bodes ill. Hitting the bed with the knee, the dream bodes ill. Hit it, no fault. Hitting the bed with the shoulder, misfortune. Using a eunuch as servant, no objections to intimate trust. Refusing a fat plum, the gentleman gains a carriage, the common man loses his house. And we're going to, up there we have the asterisk on the first hexagram, which is, the first yao, which is the one at the bottom, this one. And the asterisk is this and the following lines alludes to the story of Wang Hai. Wang Hai. And when they say chapter 2, what does that mean? Let's just do a quick on chapter 2. Okay. Well, that's a whole lot of reading. I don't quick see a Wang Hai in there, but I'll check it out later and give you guys an update. Okay. Now, after looking at Master Hong's translation, when you have the direct literal translation, again, now you see why so many I Ching books are like 3 inches thick, the commentary, because there is no way us Western modern people are going to understand that. And last but not least, Brian Brown Walker, the I Ching or Book of Changes. Splitting apart is how he translates this one. And let's see, can I have it in this screen and read to you at the same time? Splitting apart. Do not attempt to intervene now. Do you guys see a connection? You see a connection with the hexagram? I do. With the simplicity, even with the Tao, with the Tao reading we did earlier. Very interesting. Sorry, it's just hearing the wind. It almost sounds as if someone was howling outside. Do not attempt to intervene now. A period has been entered when inferior influences will prevail. And I think I remember reading from Benabel Wynn and maybe somewhere else. So those inferior influences are not necessarily external to ourselves. Those inferior influences can be those parts of us, that keep us from our highest good. Negative self-talk, things like that. Wow, that wind is crazy. A period has been entered when inferior influences will prevail. Even a superior person who seeks to act now will be undermined by the time. There is no reason to resist this state of affairs. Indeed, it is natural that the inferior elements periodically come to the fore. Adversity is often a stimulant to our spiritual growth, and what is important is the spirit in which we meet it. How many times have you guys heard from people in the quote unquote new age movement sort of say, if negative things or bad things are happening to you, it's showing that you're not in alignment. It's not where you're supposed to be. And I kind of fell for that. I remember someone saying that to me. But then when I was doing my Buddhist ministerial training and learning how Shakyamuni Buddha, the historical Buddha, his cousin tried to kill him 3 different occasions, even attempted to drop a boulder on him and damaged his leg at one point. Now, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, if the Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, an awakened master, is having strife and difficulty in his life, how did he approach it? He actually thanked his cousin, who was jealous of him and trying to steal his disciples and be the person in charge. He thanked him because he recognized that there was more in his life that he needed to, sort of overcome and weed out. So he welcomed that challenge. So I invite any of you who are made to feel guilty or less than, or that you're not doing your spiritual work because you are having some difficulty in your life. We read right here that adversity is often a stimulant for our spiritual growth. And depends on how you receive that adversity. Are you going to cry and run away and bury your head and think it's the worst thing in the world and try to pretend like your life is a crystal stair? Or are you going to take that adversity, use it as, a catalyst for climbing even higher? When challenging situations come to call, we are often overwhelmed with feelings of anxiety, doubt, and fear. We fear that if we do not act immediately and vigorously, we will be ruined. We doubt the power of the creative to resolve this situation favorably. It is when we act upon these feelings that we engage in splitting apart. We split apart from our spiritual path, our devotion to the higher power, and the wisdom of patient non-action in the face of difficulty. If you take this course now, you will prevent the creative from coming to your aid and unnecessarily increase your own misfortune. This guide to proper behavior at such times lies in the image of the hexagram, which is mountain over earth. By keeping as still and as quiet as a mountain, by resting firmly on your foundation of proper principles, by accepting the nature of the time and not resisting it, you weather all storms. By trusting in non-action, acceptance, and patience, you gain the strength of the very earth. Yes, Pavel, exactly. His cousin Ananda. And as David says, discernment and timing. And how do we get to that place of discernment and knowing proper timing? Right there. Tara, centering. There you go. All right. Now we will end this session for Christina with checking in with Kuan Yin. So we're beginning with Tara and we are ending with Kuan Yin. All right. So the last time we joined Kuan Yin, we were at 20 reflection, but I think we're going to go back. We're going to do, wait a minute, that's the wrong one. I know, I just saw it. There we go. I think we skipped over this one. So we're going to do Kuan Yin with the blue neck. Oh my gosh, I hope she doesn't have meningitis. Why is her neck blue? Let's check it out. Isn't that it's a lovely photo? She's got a blue neck. Keyword, transformation. Kuan Yin sits at the seashore. In her left hand, she holds a beautiful lotus, while her right hand forms the wish-fulfilling mudra. Her face and her neck have a blue shimmer because she has drunk poison. In this form, she protects sentient beings from poisoning and disease and liberates them from karma. According to Chinese legend, Kuan Yin drank a poison that arose from the ocean and could have killed all of the sentient beings in the world. In this way, she symbolically cleansed the delusions and misdeeds of beings at all levels of consciousness. The story resembles that of the Indian god Shiva, who saved the world by collecting in a vial poison that rose from the sea. Because he could not dispose of it anywhere without exposing all beings to its deadly danger, he drank it. Shiva's face and neck also turned blue, but he transformed the poison. In this image, we see Kuan Yin literally swallowing our wrong deeds, aberrations, and mental poisons to prevent our downfall. Suppose you encounter evil rakshas, poison dragons, and various demons. Think of the power of the one who hears the cries of the world, and then none of them will dare to harm you. Contemplation. Turn to Kuan Yin with the blue neck to free yourself from burdens caused by disease and toxic substances, as well as harmful beings. And I would also include in that the burdens of our own negative thoughts. Examine how you can stimulate the self-healing powers of your body and mind to prevent rigidity and the accumulation of harmful residue. So there you go, Kuan Yin. So right here we have Tara in her centering, reminding us today to check in with our center, And as Regina says, plant your seeds and let it grow, grow, grow. You are welcome, Christina. I'm just going to check through. The chat. Let's see. Okay. Okay, let's see. All right. So I think we've gone about 45 minutes now, a little bit more than I had planned, but still under the hour. So yes, I'm doing good. All righty, guys. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And please remember to thumbs up this video, share it if you feel so led to, and hit the subscribe and notification bell below. I like that icon, Mari. It looks like a drop of water. Oh, there's a well and ocean waves. Thank you, Sarah. I'm Tamuagina, Priestess Heart. I appreciate each and every one of you. So let's take a moment to remember our ancestors and all those who have come before us. I wish you peace, perfect peace, and great bliss. Until next time, keep going.